Wow, someone's being busy.
The marks are reddish in color and reminds Gabriel of crosses. They look like they've been here a few days at least. An old man tends the cemetery with movements akin to a slow drawl. The old man is apparently doing some cleanup work. Saint Louis Cemetery, number 1, is one of the most historic and beautiful places in the French Quarter.
Alright, see you later.
A high iron fence with sharp spikes surrounds the cemetery. Vases seem to be a favorite decoration for the dead. New Orleans is famous for its above-ground tombs. The high water table prevents bodies from being interred underground. New Orleans is famous for its above-ground tombs. The high water table prevents bodies from being interred underground. The name Ross is inscribed on this old tomb. This tomb almost looks like a little house.
But I wouldn't want to live there.
This is the tomb of Marie Laveau, voodoo queen of New Orleans. Odd-looking marks adorn the Laveau tomb wall.
Something tells me that this is not a coincidence.
Food, trinkets, and more unsettling things have been left at Marie Laveau's tomb as offerings from believers. Near the Laveau tomb is a piece of red brick, undoubtedly a cast-off from spiritual graffiti writers. This old tomb is in a sorry state of disrepair.
There's probably no one left in the family to maintain it.
It's an imposing marble tomb from the last century. Gabriel can barely make out the name. Hamilton. An angel with a cross stands guard over one of the tombs. New Orleans is famous for its above-ground tombs. The high water table prevents bodies from being interred underground. Gabriel doesn't see a name on this tomb. A stone angel stands silently before a tomb.
A marble snake. Now that's cheerful.
What is it wrapped around? Is this a tomb or a litter bin?
There's nothing on the tomb to operate. Why do that with the piece of brick?
No way. Something might answer. These would seriously clash with my decorating scheme. No thanks.
The tomb is securely closed.
Oh, that's a shame. Let's move on. Oh, hi again.
This above-ground tomb is only large enough to accommodate one resident. The Wright family tomb. Several of Gabriel and Grant's family members are laid to rest here.
Oh, that's interesting. I wonder if this will come up again in the future?
Here and there in the cemetery, straggly plants grow in stone planters. This family tomb bears the inscription, "Rest in peace," and the name, Fuller Mill. St. Louis Cemetery, number 1, is one of the most historic and beautiful places in the French Quarter. A wrought iron fence surrounds this tomb.
I hope that's to keep people out.
I wonder.
An odd monument highlights one grave site. It looks vaguely reptilian.
I've only just noticed this.
Several generations of an old New Orleans family rest here in relative peace. A grinning grotesquerie tops one section of the cemetery fence.
There is a tomb here, but I think that the description ties in with the fence.
A high iron fence with sharp spikes surrounds the cemetery.
It does. Anyway, let's move on. There is another screen there.
Most of the plaster has fallen away over the years to reveal walls of red brick. A stone angel leans down to gaze at something unseen. This tomb is smaller than most others in the cemetery.
Kind of a pup tent for the dead.
This old tomb has a sword carved into the stone below the name of the deceased. The imposing tomb is elaborately labeled Gede.
Is this German? It definitely sounds, I'd like to say, Central European.
An angel draped dramatically over a stone plinth marks the entrance to a large tomb. The imposing tomb is elaborately labeled Gede.
Yes, I know this is, but I wanted to know what this egg-shaped thing was right here.
With a few exceptions, these tombs are all beginning to look alike.
I believe that is all that we can see in the cemetery. Before we leave, we may as well speak to the gentleman who works here.
Excuse me, sir.
What you need, boy?
Mind if I pick your brain a minute?
Go ahead. These folks ain't in no hurry.
What can you tell me about voodoo?
They say it was part of an old religion from Africa, brought here by slaves.
What can you tell me about voodoo?
I don't really care to talk about it. I don't do it none myself.
What do you know about the voodoo murders?
Ain't it just awful, them finding those bodies with voodoo things around them? I don't think there's any real voodoo going on. Somebody's trying to cover their tracks is all.
What do you know about the voodoo murders?
I told you all I know about that.
What can you tell me about New Orleans?
Seem like everybody want to visit New Orleans at least once in their lives, and they love the cemetery tour. I see tourists in here every day of the year.
What can you tell me about New Orleans?
There's lots of things to see here, but none are as beautiful as the St. Louis Cemetery #1.
What can you tell me about New Orleans?
Hey, if you want to know more, you should ask somebody else.
Have you ever heard the word Schottenjäger?
I don't know what you talking about.
Tell me about yourself.
My name is Toussaint Gervais. I'm the watchman here at St. Louis #1.
What exactly do you do here?
Oh, I keep the place tidy, cause, but a big part of my job, too, is looking out for the grievers, you know. People come to pay their respects, and they need looking out for. Sometimes they so grief-bound they don't know what they doing.
He sounds like a nice guy.
Tell me about yourself.
That's about all there is to say.
Tell me something about St. Louis Cemetery #1.
You know why the dead are buried in tombs and not in the ground, don't you? The water table's too high. Them coffins would float right out of their graves. Them dead would go floating right down into the water. Course, if it were Mardi Gras, nobody'd even notice.
Tell me something about St. Louis Cemetery #1.
It's a historical place. People buried in here from the Civil War and back further, too. Take a look around, you'll see.
Tell me something about St. Louis Cemetery #1.
Just look around, just look around. You get the feel of the place.
We've already done that.
You must enjoy the company of dead folks.
Unlike the living, they ain't never given me no reason to dislike 'em none.
You must enjoy the company of dead folks.
Unlike the living, they ain't never given me no reason to dislike 'em none.
There should be more lines of dialogue. Oh, he's off. It's slightly annoying that these lines of dialogue do not circulate.
Excuse me, sir.
What you need, boy?
How's business today?
About like every day. It's what you call a seller's market.
Seller's market?
Kind of a quiet job you've got, isn't it?
Most of the time, yeah. Yeah, they act up some at the full moon, though.
How's business today?
About like every day. It's what you call a seller's market.
Alright. Well, during my practice run, I had 4 unique lines in a row. But it seems like I'm not so lucky today. Before we go, we can show him a couple of items.
Does this mean anything to you?
Jesus, Mary and Joseph, son. Don't be showing that kind of thing to me. I'm an old man. I'm liable to just keel right over on you.
Sorry. Does this mean anything to you?
It's a piece of brick. You can find them all over the cemetery.
Alright. Well, I'm not sure that we actually did find any more, but it's good to know where it's come from. We are now done with the cemetery, at least for now. I'm going to assume that we will be back later, especially with this right here.
Hi. Look around all you want.
Okay, thanks.
Don't you worry, we will.
The historical voodoo museum is brimming with items authentic and original. A balcony surrounds the room on the second level. It's closed to the public. A balcony surrounds
no.
the room on the second level. It's closed to the public.
I swear I clicked on the flag. Let's try this one.
Gabriel doesn't recognize the museum's flags.
Reminds me of a book critic for the New York Times. He's got more hair than Mosley.
It's an electrical switch. On the table is a small coffin. So small, in fact, that it would only fit an infant.
Charming.
Flickering candles lend an appropriately spooky atmosphere to the museum. There's a beaten-up old fan in the window. It's silent at the moment. The window overlooks Charter Street. A street drummer has settled outside the museum.
Is this the same guy from the pub?
Damn. I've always wanted a skeleton with a bowl on its head.
This is another area with multiple responses when we examine it, but again, they do not circulate. But I will try.
The back wall displays various voodoo items, such as a gaudy shell necklace. The back wall displays various voodoo items, such as an artist's rendering of the voodoo dances in Congo Square in the early 1800s. The back wall displays various voodoo items, such as a poster advertising a voodoo tour of the city, winters only. The back wall displays various voodoo items, such as a bandana that was once worn by a voodoo queen.
Nice bloodstains.
Well, you see, sometimes we're quite lucky.
The back wall displays various voodoo items, such as a gaudy shell necklace.
And sometimes I speak too soon.
The back wall displays various voodoo items, such as an artist's rendering of the voodoo dances in Congo Square in the early 1800s.
Alright, let's move on.
An official voodoo wish and stump. Rub it and make a wish, a card said.
Funny, I say the same thing to women.
No.
An authentic-looking pole marks the center of the room. Authentic what? Gabriel isn't sure. A striking portrait of a turbaned woman is on the back wall. Gabriel wonders who she might be. A very large, very formidable-looking snake is secured in a plexiglass cage. She looks thrilled to be here. The historical voodoo museum is brimming with items authentic and original. A counter at the back displays brochures and a donation basket. She looks thrilled to be here.
Of course.
Large, elaborate drums occupy a corner of the museum. A beaded gourd is on display.
I believe that's all that we can examine. When I return to locations in the future, in my practice runs, I may try to examine things a bit more, but this should be enough for now.
I'm close enough to using a coffin as it is.
The fan might operate, but not that way. The dust from the street would be hell to get off the display.
I wish I had something better to rub than this stupid stump. I could, but I don't like to throw my skill around aimlessly.
What does he mean by that?
Please don't touch those drums, mister.
The pole is solidly connected to the floor. Even if that were for sale, Gabriel couldn't afford it.
That snake.
Is locked up for a reason. Even I wouldn't touch it.
Oh, it's actually animated as well.
This coffin is so small. Interesting.
Cute, isn't it?
Adorable. Do you know anything about it?
Afraid not.
The wishing stump doesn't open.
I don't think the pole opens. Could I ask you a few questions?
I wouldn't be much help. You should talk to Dr. John, the owner. He'll be back tomorrow.
I see. Thank you. So, how's the museum business?
I don't know. I don't normally work here.
Alright, well that's all the information that we can gather right now. But before we go...
Do you know anything about this?
Nope.
Alright, well... let's just move on, I guess.
The doorway is already open.
Oh, okay.
I'll be gone now, thanks.
So long.
Hi. Uh-huh.
The Dixieland drugstore is crammed from top to bottom with strange merchandise, some or all of which seems to be related to the practice of voodoo. The door looks out on Burgundy Street. The mask appears to be made from a real crocodile head.
Oh, wow.
It's a mannequin wearing a crocodile mask. The glass jars contain a number of things Gabriel can't identify.
And wouldn't want to.
The sign says power items.
Lodestone powder. 5-finger grass. Something tells me I'm not in Kansas anymore.
The sign says potion ingredients. These jars must be for do-it-yourselfers. The poster reads, "Power will be yours when you use Papa Legba's power-drawing incense and Master Power oil. Buy some today." In this case are super-concentrated fixing oils and packages of pins.
Lodestone powder. 5-finger grass. Something tells me I'm not in Kansas anymore.
The proprietor doesn't look especially friendly. His business probably doesn't depend on walk-ins. It's nearly as old as the one at St. George's. The signs say, "Special Saint Jean Eve, Lagnappe, free bottle of lover come back to me oil or master gambling oil with every purchase over $50.
Lagniappe. My French is lousy, but everyone in New Orleans knows what that means. A little something extra.
Something tells me that this is going to be important later on.
Herbal oils for love, luck, power, and success. Root bags, curio boxes, and magic candles, sold as curios only. We cannot guarantee results. This case holds candles with names like Love Drawing Candle, Confusion Candle, and Black Devil Candle.
If only they sold a figure out what the hell is going on candle.
Small bags made of felt and flannel hang from the ceiling.
Those are gree-gree. They're full of magic. No guarantees, though, you know.
Oh, we know.
Voodoo and hoodoo, the craft as revealed by traditional practitioners by Jim Haskins. Available at Dixieland Drugstore and other fine stores. The Dixieland Drugstore is crammed from top to bottom with strange merchandise, some or all of which seems to be related to the practice of voodoo. The entire shelf is stocked with containers of High John the Conqueror root powder. A variety of cloth dolls are arranged above the shelf, each impaled with a single silver pin.
I make extensive notes in an effort not to repeat dialogue, but I don't seem to be doing so well in this video.
Gabriel doesn't know enough voodoo to operate those dolls. The voodoo shop owner would not appreciate being manipulated that way. Willie looks ready to defend that cash register with his life. The mannequin is only a stiff form and doesn't do anything. Moving the merchandise would only anger Mr. Walker.
Think he wants to stay right where he is.
To get the mask, Gabriel would have to buy it.
There's no room for him in the bookstore.
The jars look fragile and their contents unappetizing. What would Gabriel do with that sign? Gabriel doesn't want a poster, and a small notice says that the store is out of stock on the book itself.
No thanks. I don't even want to think about what might be in them. I don't know what that stuff does, but I don't like the sound of it. I don't think voodoo dolls are my style.
The mask doesn't open or close. It looks like it just slips over one's head.
It must be the crocodile thing, but even I'm not interested in undressing that mannequin. I'd have to smell those if I opened them.
The case opens from the back. That doesn't seem to work that way.
Some guy in New York would probably drop dead.
Alright, we are done poking around. Let's poke his mind now.
Mind if I ask you a few questions?
Ask what you want. I'll answer what I want.
Can you tell me what you know about voodoo?
This is a novelty shop, monsieur.
Do you think I'm stupid? This is a voodoo shop. Look at all this stuff.
These are novelties, curiosities. If people want to think they're magic, it's not my concern, you know.
Are you telling me that you own a voodoo shop, but you know nothing about voodoo practices?
Affaire n'est pas affaire blanche.
What does that mean?
Means you should mind your own business, monsieur.
Look, I'm researching voodoo for a book.
I don't have your answers, B. Do you want to buy something, monsieur?
Look, I'm researching voodoo for a book.
I don't have your answers, B. Do you want to buy something, monsieur?
What do you know about the voodoo murders?
Gabriel Sancour.
What did you say?
Nothing. Those killings have nothing to do with my shop, monsieur.
Something tells me that he's lying.
What do you know about the voodoo murders?
Monsieur, that has nothing to do with my shop.
What can you tell me about New Orleans?
I've lived here all my life, me.
What can you tell me about New Orleans?
I'm a busy man, monsieur. I don't get out of my neighborhood much.
What's the significance of St. John's Eve?
It's the biggest night of the year in voodoo.
What goes on exactly?
I couldn't say.
What's the significance of St. John's Eve?
I've said all I'm going to say about it.
What did you mean when you said Gabriel Sancour?
I didn't say that.
You did. I heard you say it.
You heard wrong, monsieur. I said no such thing.
Have you ever heard of a Schottenjäger?
Man, I don't even know what language that is.
Tell me about yourself.
My name's Willie Walker. I own the place.
Tell me about yourself. How did you get into this kind of business?
Why should I discuss my business with you, man?
Alright, we do have some more things that we can ask him.
Hi there. Is this your store?
This is a Dixieland drugstore, and I own it, me. Name's Walker, Willie Walker.
So, this is a voodoo store, huh?
Voodoo? No, man, this is a curio shop. The things you see here are from local folklore. None of it's real, I tell you for sure.
What about these magic oils and powders you're selling? Aren't they a part of voodoo?
Read the label, man. We make no claims. Sold as curio only. It means what it says, no? These are novelties, not voodoo.
Nice weather we're having.
Don't bother me. Can't you see I'm busy? St. John's Eve is coming, and I got to be ready.
Maybe he can tell us some more about the items in this photograph.
Look at the voodoo paraphernalia around the body in the photograph. Are you sure you can't tell me anything about it?
No, I don't know anything about it. Nothing.
Alright. Let's move on.